Good evening. My name is Abigail Brown, and I will be discussing the roles and responsibilities of a special education teacher. First off, the general roles include providing individualized support for students with disabilities, writing and implementing individualized education plans, also known as IEPs, to best support the student's needs. Another role includes collaborating with team members such as parents, students, general education teachers, and other support staff. Differentiate and scaffold instruction and/or curriculum. Other legal and ethical responsibilities of a special education teacher include developmenting and implementing a individualized education plan or an IEP that supports each student's needs that are legally compliant to state and federal standards. Protect and ensure the student's privacy for FERPA, actively using behavioral and academic data to support and drive future instruction and data changes that are supported by evidence and research, providing high expectations to all students while considering their education, their background, their age, their culture, their language, and their dignity. Collaboration is a very important role for special education students. To become collaborative, you must develop and maintain positive and meaningful relationships with students, families, general education teachers, and support staff by communicating directly and clearly to all of the students' team members about their goals and their objective for their current annual IEP. Communicate frequently with the team to best provide the best practices and supports for that student's needs. Develop rules and expectations for all staff working with each student. Advocacy is an important role for all special education teachers. You must ensure that all students have access to free and equal education in all classroom settings, including a special education and a general education setting. Encourage and empower self-advocacy for all students, verbal or nonverbal. Promote and provide inclusion for all students throughout multiple school settings by showcasing the benefits of a specific plan or idea that will best support the student to all required staff, and inform others on student and families' legal and educational rights, which are discussed and reviewed annually during every meeting. My personal vision is to provide a high expectation for all of my students by creating a student-centered learning environment that is provided with advocacy and love. I am using character traits and dispositions such as sympathy, honesty, fairness, integrity, patience, compassion, and advocacy for all students. I feel that providing a high expectation for all of my students while providing patience, honesty, and fairness will provide a high expectation and a high and welcomed education. I feel that this is provided and supported through ethical framework, such as maintaining high expectations for all students, maintaining professionalism and integrity, by practicing professional practices, patience, ethics, and relationship buildings, as that is key to collaboration and supporting the student for their best needs, while also supporting students with relationships and advocating for their needs within the team and without the team. Some of these professional practice standards that help support these ethical frameworks include teaching and assessment by always teaching a systematic evidence-based practice with a evidence-based curriculum. This is important to take data weekly or daily and then to provide frequent assessments to drive further changes, further instructions, such as reteach or being able to move on or focus on more areas to best support the students' needs and some of those missing pieces in their education. Other professional practice standards include credentials in employment and professional development, which focus on the educator's ability to be trained and equitable to support the students the best they can with legal and educational policies and laws in mind. I am going to focus on deepening my understanding by engaging in professional activities such as PLC or collegials, which are provided by my district, with mentorship to engage in activities and professional conversations to best support my students by focusing on behavior practices, educational practices, instruction, assessments, data analysis, and IEP writing. All of my practices and my visions for that student-centered high expectations for all of my students comes down to the Christian worldview perspective. I feel that it is only by the grace of God that we have compassion, strength, and community, and we must confide in Him to best support all of our students with all of their needs, and also by contributing to the common good. And this is seen, again, in my personal vision through high expectations, advocacy, and student centered learning. Thank you so much.